What's up, everybody? It's the Common Sense Investor coming at you with another video. And in this video, man, there's shit going on we don't know about. Man, they duking it out over there in Massachusetts where Al from Boston's at. Now, he done filed his lawsuit. The New York Stock Exchange and almost everybody else has responded asking for a dismissal. Now, Al from Boston has swung back and said, nah, bitches, it ain't that easy. Judge, don't dismiss it because of these things. Well, it's going pretty good, and I'm particularly focused on the New York Stock Exchange that's happening right now between Al and them, because I read it. And let me tell you something. All right, I don't want to show you the case because I don't have permission to show you the case, and I'll get in trouble for that. So I wrote the note down, so let me read it. Page 5, New York Stock Exchange's inaction or complacency as an SRO contributed to the manipulation by Citadel, Virtue, Susquehanna, and the rest of them, okay? Can you prove that? Yes, you can prove that. But here's the problem with Al and with a lot of people is that they don't know when to disengage when the fight's over. Now, that's an easy thing right there. New York Stock Exchange is inaction and complacency as an SRO. In other words, they wasn't regulating the market like they were supposed to. That gets rid of their immunity, all right? And then you got to muddy the water. You got to muddy the water and say shit like, oh, and they were probably participants in the manipulation of AMC and APE. Now you have to prove that in order for the judge to go, okay, yeah. And that's not an easy thing to do, all right? And you can't do it. All right, you can't do it. A regular retail investor couldn't do it. Anyway, but then he muddies it even more, and he tells the judge that the New York Stock Exchange took bribes from Citadel. And I'm going, man, don't do that. Do you realize you called them people's names like that in a court docket? They will come after you with teeth like you've never imagined. All right? Because now you better be able to prove Citadel paid the New York Stock Exchange, because in the lawsuit, that's a slander. And you threw the first punch, all right? When you could keep it simple, all right? I'm going to show you a document real quick in just a moment. But the New York Stock Exchange's inaction or complacency as the SRO contributed to the manipulation. You have to be able to prove that, all right? And now, I told y'all in a prior video that I've got the argument ready. It is perfect. It's going to sink them. They're going to just come on and get ready to get off some money, motherfuckers, because I got your asses. But as good as the argument is, I have to wait for the right timing, all right? Because timing is everything. It's a strategy. It's not just who's the best argument, because if I drop this right now and I accuse the New York Stock Exchange of this and I point to the history and say, look what Citadel's done since 2017, then I'm going to have to get into a battle with these motherfuckers over statute of limitations and so forth and so on, and how long can fraud be sued for, and fuck all that. So what you do is you wait, because in case you didn't know and you don't follow me, the SEC has charged Virtue for false and misleading disclosures relating to information barriers. What does that mean? It means they were front-running their customers. They are getting their payment for order flow, giving it to their traders first so that they can make the trade prior to putting in the order for the order flow to the New York Stock Exchange or dark pools or whatever they're going to do with it. SEC has charged them with that. Now, I'm waiting on the SEC to settle this with them. And they will. That's the history. Y'all know how it goes. SEC charges them. Virtue agrees to pay $2 million, $7 million, whatever the case may be, and the SEC okays it and says, we'll take the money. Y'all know how the routine goes, and Virtue will say, we'll sign it, we didn't do anything, disclosure, blah, 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 blah. Y'all know the routine. All right? I'm waiting on them to complete that. Once that happens, then you got the New York Stock Exchange by the hair. All right? Because you're not talking about past misconducts. You're talking about conduct right now that the second line of defense constantly has to keep stepping in, and then that will be the end of the case. Nothing else has to be said. All right? Once it's proven a chronic misuse of their self-regulatory position, it's done. Any jury in the world would see that. The only people that don't are the people on the New York Stock Exchange. So they will be kicked outside of their absolute immunity, all right? And then they'll be standing there naked, and then they'll be facing the accusations of why does the second line of defense always have to stand up and stop the bad actors, even if it's with a little fine. With that, love y'all. Be blessed. We'll talk more. I got the new book that I put out, 1/20/2025 on sale, 20% off. Go get it right now. It's a good read. It's about the border. Go check it out and look at the consequences that we're facing very, very soon. With that, love y'all. Be blessed, and I'll see you in the next video.